suit and tie. He had been the local FBI director for years, then right after Christmas he'd become something bigger. He was now some South Jersey supervisor for the U.S. Intelligence Coalition, USIC. I recalled the name and that he had been on television a couple of months back, but I couldn't remember why. And I couldn't understand why someone who tried to catch terrorists would be here with the police and paramedics. I realized he was out of breath, and I put it together that he would have seen all the flashing lights from his house. He had run up here trying to be nice. I didn't want to hear nice, especially since his daughter went to my school. Rain Steckerman was perfect and had more friends than anybody. Lord, don't let him feel sorry for me. Don't let him tell Rain about this so she can pity me even worse.
Hypodermic in the couch, belt under the coffee table.
An officer recited the news. Mr. Steckerman's face was between his and mine. He was looking at me intently, so he couldn't miss what I couldn't help. My eyes were rolling.
What was in the vial, hun?
The policeman asked. Morphine. I wished Mr. Steckerman would back away from me. He was making me want to cry. He looked like he expected me to cry in front of all these people. But a voice rang loudly from the kitchen, drawing my attention away from the men surrounding the couch.
He used to be like a newspaper photographer in Beirut or somewhere, and a bomb went off, destroyed her shooting arm. I think that's it. She's been a recluse and a drug addict for years.
I was stunned that the paramedic knew all of this, but he'd just recited it into his cell phone. I had never said it to anyone, and my mother had never been arrested. Her morphine addiction had been our big secret. At least, I thought it had been. Maybe other people have always known, and I've been too stupid to realize it. I had imagined that we'd kept the secret so well, and some strange part of me made one last stab at keeping the secret now. She had a strange flu, I admitted loudly. I have it too. It was making her nose bleed. It started bleeding about half an hour ago. She suddenly stopped breathing. I tried CPR, but I've only seen it done on TV. I trailed off quickly, wanting only to forget how my pushing on Elise's chest did little more than send small gushes of blood out her nose.
She snort something?
An officer asked. He was young, couldn't have any kids in my school. Not that it mattered, with this room full of people who probably did. She never snorted anything. She only took injections.
Does she have a prescription?
I just rolled my eyes again. My own questions fired off in my head. Why couldn't my mother have said something heroic in her last words? Why couldn't she have finally told me she loved me?
Take a picture of me.
Don't be crazy, Elise. I'm calling 911 this time.
Take a picture of me first.
Just keep that ice on your nose and...
I know you love that goddamn camera you stole from me. When was that, 98? Are you going to learn to use it? Now's the time.
911, please state your emergency. My mother has the flu, and she's been complaining of headaches, and now her nose won't stop bleeding. But she sure could talk, and be rude, and terrify me as always with her surreal, drug-induced comments. Do some things never change? The paramedics had started to move her already. They were putting her on a stretcher behind two policemen so I couldn't see much. I decided, things that never change can change in an instant. Where are you taking her? I asked. It seemed I ought to know.
It depends on whether your family wants an autopsy, the paramedic said, and I glanced at him.
He looked familiar. Football games, a face in the stands. Oh, damn. Football dad. Whose dad? What did it matter? Nothing mattered. Cora, what extended family is coming to stay with you? Mr. Steckerman shook my shoulders slightly. I know your grandma passed away when you and Rain were freshmen, but is there someone else? You and Rain, like we were best buddies because we lived a dozen houses apart, like I had something in common with Rain.